I'm trying to set up my YouTube live with Twitter Spaces. I don't know how to do it, but can you guys hear me? Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
okay, mic is
mic
not
is not
working.
working.
Am I
Am I
live?
live on?
Okay,
Okay,
Twitter is
Twitter
not
is not
working.
working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
I can
right
do
to pay.
is change this.
But,
But then
but
the
then the
stream will
stream
not.
will not happen.
Okay, should we
Will we
cancel
cancel
YouTube now?
YouTube now?
I think
I
we have
think
more
there are more
people
people
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
sorry,
Twitter.
Twitter.
We
Oh,
have
we have like
nine
nine
people.
people there.
I think
I
I
think I
messed up.
messed up.
Are you
Are
guys
you
able
guys
to
able to
listen to
listen
me?
to me?
It's not
Not
letting me
letting me
share
share
the
the
URL.
URL.
Okay, it
Okay, it
won't
won't
work
work
together, I
together, I
guess.
guess.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
I'll
guys. I'll
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 cancel
cancel
the
the
say
say
Twitter
Twitter
Spaces, and
Spaces,
I'll
and
go
I'll
to my
go to my
YouTube
YouTube
live. It's
live.
not
It's not
letting me
letting me
connect
connect
both of
both
them.
of them.
Sorry
Sorry
about
about
that.
that.
Okay. I, okay. I think I am on YouTube live now. How do I see the live, man? Okay, guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. We are going to discuss the H1B and the future of H1B today. Uh, if you guys, okay, I'm back to YouTube now. I was trying to connect both Twitter Spaces and the YouTube live at the same time, but I guess it's not happening. Yeah, are you guys able to hear me fine now? Is there an echo or something? Okay, great. Okay, great. Sounds good. So you guys can keep typing your questions, and I'll try to answer them as far as I know, and then I'll touch upon the topics that I wrote that I'm listening on Twitter these days. The first one is I spoke to one of the attorney, and he is based in Dallas, and he told me that there are some incidents that are happening at Dallas airport where they returned some of the H1B guys from the airport itself. Nobody knows the exact reason as to why, but he told me that their electronic device, like the mobile, was checked, and they were trying to verify if there was any kind of communication between the employer and the person with respect to the H1B job. Uh, but they couldn't prove it, so they were sent back. I have no first hand information about why this happened, but the attorney shared it with me unofficially. So there is no guarantee that this exact incident happened or not. Unless you know the person firsthand, it will be very difficult to verify. And there could be other reasons as well. This happens all the time. They have all the rights. The officer at the port of entry has all the rights to check all your electronic gadgets if they want to. They can even check your emails. They usually, in fact, check your emails to verify what kind of communication you had with your employer, and what kind of H1B interviews you went through, what all things have happened. So let's say that if someone has fabricated their resume and claimed that they are good with various different professions, but they are not able to prove or connect it with their H1B job, they are there are possibilities that they might be deported or sent back or not allowed to enter in that sense. So this is possible. This has nothing to do with Trump, I guess, because Trump has still not taken oath and he is still not the president. So the policies and the rules are not governed by him right now. Things may change drastically after Jan 20. Lot of, if you have been on Twitter, you must have seen that what kind of talks are happening. There is a lot of racism that is happening against the Indians, and these kind of things do happen in everyday life. We might have experienced it at the DMV. Some people may have experienced it at the driving license renewals or something like that, or maybe some other government office, or maybe somewhere else. But this time these people have come out in open and directly bashing Indians, and they are using very abusive language as well. But I would say that there is nothing to worry in that sense, that you know close everything and just sit at home. There is nothing to worry that drastically. There will be some turbulence. There are some rules that will be made strict with by the Trump admin. We cannot simply say that nothing will happen. That because in the last Trump's administration, there were in fact a lot of changes that they made without making the change in the law. They just tried to make the life difficult, add more roadblocks on H1B and H4EAD. So there will be some turbulence, but if you have your seat belts on, you should be able to ride this turbulence. So, okay, this is what I feel about the H1B future and the current things that I've heard from people and from the attorneys. If you have heard about any conspiracy theory that you want to talk about, just let me know in the comments and I'll share my comments on it. Okay, the first question was from Chitra. Yeah, first of all, before answering any of the questions, let me do the disclaimer thing. I'm not an attorney or a lawyer. I'm a simple person like you. I came to US on H1B visa. So I have the same knowledge as you. I just share my viewpoint or the understanding of the system with people at large. And I hope you are able to, make some good use of this information. What's the future of H4EAD in Trump era? See, last time Trump challenged H4EAD in the court and they wanted it to be shut down. But the H4EAD passed the court test. So court has in fact, the Supreme Court has said that there is nothing wrong with the H4EAD program. USCIS created with by following all the processes and systems in place as per the law. So they actually said that it will stay there. Now to take it away or to stop the H4EAD program, Trump will have to go or do a lot of changes in the law to make it to stop it. So I don't think there is anything wrong with H4EAD, and you should be fine. You don't worry about it. In fact, this time Trump is speaking a different tune. He has probably changed his stance with respect to H1B and H4EAD. He is talking in favor of H1B. Last time, he was saying that H1B is definitely taking the Americans' jobs. So they wanted to close it completely in his last term. But this time, if you have heard Trump speaking, he is saying that H1B is important. We need a lot of talent from outside, and we need a lot of them to come to America. So it's a complete U-turn. So if you think in those terms, I think H1B and H4EAD are safe. They might not see those kind of electric shocks that were given last time. So just stay tight. There's nothing to worry that much. Okay, KKK is asking if H1B is changing the employer, is it better to apply H4 and also an EAD extension at the same time so that H4 EAD gets extended? Uh, yes, changing the employer means H1B transfer. Yes, generally, I mean, if the H4 has a longer extension validity, then there is no need for it. But if the employer is ready to file the H4 and EAD as well, and they are ready to pay for it, then there is no harm in filing it. You will get the same validity as H1B. So that is fine. You can do that. Next one is SV. SV is saying, was a scenario about Dallas incident only localized to Dallas airport? Have you heard about reports of this happening elsewhere? I saw on Twitter somewhere, I don't know which airport, they did not mention the airport there, but on Twitter and some of the Facebook groups, there were people asking anonymously about the incidents happening at various airports. But to be frank, whenever I have heard about these kind of extreme instances in the past, most of them have been just fear mongering by some people on social media. You know how social media works. They just try to create some kind of extreme situation so that people get scared and then they start sharing. So unless you know someone in your friend group directly who faced this situation, I don't think that you should believe those rumors. And see, H1B entrance has always been the same tough entrance. They can ask you questions, and if you have the paperwork and you work legitimately for a legitimate company, you should not be in fear. You will be fine. You can travel normally. No need to worry. If somebody has a past track record of doing something wrong or fabricating the resume, or their company is not a well known, most of the time, or not most of the time, many times, a lot of people, you know, uh, work on in-house projects which are not the real in-house projects. So in those cases you have a chance that you will be scrutinized more, but otherwise I don't think those incidents are really worryful. Okay. Prasanjit Chowdhury is asking how the priority dates will move for EB2 and 3 in 2025. See, I think they will just keep moving slowly. uh, because at the end of 2022 they had about 50, I think 50 35. I don't remember the exact number, but there were a lot of pending 485 applications in Indian queue for both EB2 and 3. So for as per my understanding, to reach the December 2014 date again, it will take about 2025, we are in 5, another 3 years is what is my understanding. So by probably somewhere around June 2028, we should be able to see the dates uh, in the final action chart about September to December 2014. That's what I understand. I may be wrong completely, but this is what I feel might happen. Okay, Jussie V is saying, "Will you trust Trump?" Says for the next day. To be frank, no. What do you think? What do you help me in the comments? What do you all think that will you believe what Trump says? I mean, he just gets a dream and then he changes his stance the next day. So I can't really say what will happen. But this time, based on my see, before the elections, to be frank, I was not very sure whether Trump will maintain his stance or not, or he will do anything drastic for legal workers or not. But looking at the Twitter chatter and the pattern of things that have happened in the last 10 days from the Republicans as well as the people on the H1B visa, my understanding is that there is a very strong push from people like Elon Musk, who is actually a Republican but not an extreme right Republican. He is probably somewhere in the center to right position. And he is very strongly supporting the legal immigration. And this is also echoed in the Trump's statements that he's giving to the media, where they're directly asking him that why has he changed his own stance of deporting all the legal and illegal immigrants. And he is clearly saying that he is strongly in favor of legal immigrants and they need a lot of them. And they will be making some changes to the legal immigration system. But see, making changes is a separate thing because it needs to be done through the Congress, and Congress is not really uh, easy to work on. They might need a lot of votes to make any real changes in the immigration law. But as far as making the life easier, they may just not add more speed breakers like they did in the last term. So that is a good news. As long as they don't do anything to make life difficult, I think we can breathe easy. If they start adding unnecessary rules like biometric for H4 and delaying the approvals and other stuff, then it's a problem. Otherwise, I think it might be just business as usual. Rahul is asking, as there are people who are favoring H1B in Trump administration, is there any remote chance that GC backlog will get cleared for Indian, or is it going to be tough battle? My opinion is it is still going to be tough battle. Removing the country cap is not going to happen. I don't think they have even said that they will remove the country caps. Even if they have, no, I don't think they have said it at all. They are just talking about H1B because see, from the business point of view, they just need H1B. They don't need green card holders. So as long as they can get more workers on H1B visa, which is not solely Indians, they can get any people from anywhere. And to make changes to the country caps, they do need a change in the law. And it has been there have been several bills that have been introduced in Congress in the last 15 years, but nothing has done anything. They have not even moved a single inch in the last 15 years. The last time the best option they came down to was Eagle Act, which had the 9 year overlap to remove the country caps, but that also didn't happen. So don't have big hopes on the country cap removal. I would say just try to find other paths like EB1. If you are qualified, then I would strongly suggest to go with the EB1. If you cannot qualify for EB1 but you have the money, I would say make the money work for you and try to file EB5. EB5 is a very good path right now. Otherwise, you probably just will have to wait in EB2 or 3. Or the last option is if you have a US citizen kid, then your kid can sponsor you in the family based path when they turn 21. Okay, next one is we are brothers. If they stop legal immigrants, is it going to help us? Legal H1B immigrants, anyhow. Well, the only way the stopping of illegal immigrants is going to help is USCIS will not have to process the other type of illegal application. No, not illegal as such. I would say the other program options like asylum and other stuff. So it might just free up their resources and they might just start working on the legal applications. But I don't think it's going to happen that much. It's not going to make a big dent there. So don't spend your time on it. Spitfires 007 says, what are your thoughts on travel out of the country in the first couple of months? Looks like a lot of people have already left. Am I not giving interesting answers? What are your thoughts on travel out of the country in the first couple of months of Trump taking office? I have heard emails from immigration firms asking strictly on limiting travel even at major tech. Well, see, as per my experience in the last 12 years that I have lived in America, see, capitalism works on fear. Unless they create fear, you will not buy their argument or you will not buy their product. So they are trying to scare you so that you can spend money on whatever they ask you to spend money on. So, but traveling is not such a big fear. If your H1B is approved, you have the visa, and you're working for full time. You're working as a full time employee of a well known company. You're fine. Even the people who are working in companies like TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, or and so forth, I don't think they have any issues. As long as you have your paperwork fine, you should be fine. The I see the problem for people who are working for very small consulting companies, like people with 10 to 15 employees, and these kind of companies usually keep changing their names. They close down, then they start with a new name every other year so that they can file more H1Bs or they can deny paying the wages. Those people might have problem and they might be asked more questions or might face more scrutiny, but otherwise I don't see any problem with the travel at all. So if you have a travel plan, go ahead and do it. Don't worry. Okay. SV is asking, I believe what Musk says more than him. Musk truly stood up first for H1B. Yes. In fact, I was surprised to see his very strong language in favor of H1B. He seriously said that he will go to any length and fight for H1B rights and H1B visa. It's not going to end. So this, if we just try to understand his sentiment behind saying that, it really means that he is strongly in favor of H1B, and there he might probably not let any roadblocks be added to the H1B path. So that's why I have a good feeling that there will be good things happening. I mean, not if there are no good things added to it, you will still be able to pass these 4 years of tenure fine, no issues. I don't think there are going to be much problems. But I will keep you updated. If I hear about any problems, then I'll share with you all. KKK. I think KKK asked earlier as well. Yes. KKK. We have PR Canada and it is expiring soon in less than 1 year to retain. My PD is EB to April 2015. Do you think better stay here or move to Canada and keep the gates open if you are me? See, if I was in your position, I would have gone to Canada and maintained it. April 2015 is very far away. As per my estimations, December 2014 priority date will be current sometime at the start of 2029, maybe January 2029. I don't know, but that is my best guess. But by that time, you will be losing your Canada PR. So there is a proverb, right? Which says that one bird in the hand is better than two in the bushes. So it's better to not lose the Canada PR. April 2015 is 6 months away from December 20, 2014. So approximately 40,000 I-140s are approved every year. And if you multiply it by a factor of three, which is like about 100,000 green cards are needed only for 2015, if I'm not wrong with the numbers. So if you divide it pro rata, every month is equal to 1 year of wait. So what I'm trying to say is to reach end of 31st January 2015 priority date, USCIS will take at least 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So Jan, somebody's asking about Jan 2019, Rahul. I'll answer this question right away. If they don't change the law, the immigration law, and they don't remove the country of birth, Jan 2019 is like more than 100 years away. Easily. And please take my opinions with a pinch of salt. I'm making the astrological predictions. Okay. Okay. Jasivi, some kind of message he, I think, removed it. SB is asking Congress requires achieving two-third majority. Cloture motion in Senate and not easy to achieve. Always, yes, right. That's why I'm saying that they might not change. They might not be able to make any change in the law as such. So, in fact, in the last term also, they did not make any change in the law. They just kept adding the procedural roadblocks, like they added the H4 biometric requirement, which was not needed at all, which resulted in abnormally long processing delays for H4 EAD. I remember a lot of people, I helped a lot of people file the H4 EAD lawsuit as well at that time just to maintain their job and keep working. Otherwise, they had to, terminate their job or leave the employment because H4 EAD was not getting approved, even within 1 year of waiting. So change in law is probably not going to happen, but they might also not add any roadblocks. That would be a relief if they don't do it. Moneymaker is saying to change immigration, yeah, you need Congress, right? Moneymaker. Pavan Loda is saying, will there be possibility to increase wage for H1B and will it be tough for consulting company to pay higher wages? See, yeah, that can happen. Last time they actually floated the idea of increasing the wage rate, but then they took it back because there were a lot of discrepancies and use cases which they had not even thought about. Even for the entry level positions, like if somebody is graduating from college, they were asking to increase the wage level to abnormally high number where even the 5 year experienced guy will find it tough to get a job. So they took it back, and it was, I think, if I'm not wrong, was taken back by Biden administration. But if they bring it back, then yes. But see, consulting, you are thinking from an employee's point of view. If you think from a consulting company's point of view, they have thousands of employees and they have to pay them all salaries. But they will find a way to make it happen because they have to keep running their consulting business, isn't it? They can't just close the shop one day and all of the consulting companies cannot close the business. They also are earning through that same business. So something will happen. No, don't worry about it as that much. Even if they increase the wage level, you might get the untimely appraisal from your company. They will increase the pay. Or the other thing that I know that a lot of consulting companies are doing is they are moving people to Mexico. They have set up near shore, uh, development centers there, and they are moving people there. In fact, the attorney that I spoke to in Dallas was saying that he is doing that work for the H1B consulting companies a lot, where if the visa is denied, or if the visa will be denied after Jan 20, they will quickly move the person to Mexico, and he can work from there next day. That's the kind of setup they are creating. So attorneys are very fast in making or bringing up the solutions. Jesse V is saying before the election, he said he would give GC to US college graduates. Since his several nominated secretaries like Stephen are against legal immigration, I don't think Elon Musk have a say in it. Yeah, so that's what I am also not sure how things are going to happen, because officially Stephen Miller is going to handle the immigration part of the government, and they have already announced that Stephen is going to head it. It will be very tough, or they might have fights, maybe boxing fights, before they make any changes. It will be interesting to see what happens. And Stephen is someone I've heard that is a person who doesn't like any kind of immigration at all, including legal and illegal. So whatever you are seeing on Twitter these days that they will deport everyone is what probably is the Stephen's thought process as well. That's why they just try to create more problems for legals than illegals, because illegals have no process. They are not even in the system. But legals are in the system, so they know the problems that they can create and make it difficult for you. So yeah, I kind of agree with your statement. Moneymaker is saying, where is illegal immigration news now? Illegal immigration is target. Yes, I agree. On Twitter, especially, the hate is coming out openly. So basically, they are saying that illegals will be deported, but we will deport legal as well. I don't know what kind of thought is this, and how are they going to, deport? They don't simply understand that if they deport, the companies are going to create the jobs somewhere else. Like I gave you the example that some of the consulting companies have already got that idea that they will move the person to Mexico immediately, and attorneys are working with them to create that kind of setup. What they are doing is have set up a company in Mexico. They have the Mexican work permit process ready, where if you are laid off today, tomorrow they can file for your Mexican work permit and get you the visa and move you there immediately to keep the continuity of business. So people are smart. People are making options. To answer the other question, where the other one person was asking whether they will reduce the salaries if there is a new wage rule, the higher wage rule for H1B, they might just move you to other countries with lower wages than the America as such. So, but there is nothing wrong in it. In fact, I would say that I have an experience working in Mexico. The lifestyle is pretty good there. I would say better than India. Uh, if you compare the purchasing power parity, you will be ahead of India and Mexico. The salary would be a little less than, or depends on your company, will be a little less than America in Mexico, but your standard of living will be very high. If you compare it with India, it will be lesser than USA but higher than India. So you will be somewhere in the middle if you go to Mexico. So that is one of the option if your company is absolutely pushing you or forcing you to relocate. Okay, where I was. SP is saying in his last term, Trump pitched the idea of merit based immigration. Is that something he's going to push in his term of presidency? Yes, he did very strongly pushed the idea of merit based immigration last time when he was saying that we will shut down H1B, but we will replace it with merit based system. He did not do anything on it. No proposal, nothing. Everything was just lip service. The same, you can compare it with the same thing as he's doing right now. He's just talking about H1B and the good things about H1B, and that we need more people in America. We need intelligent, smart people in America, but God knows what he will do. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe him or not believe him. Okay, I think we are running out of comments. If April 15 is far away, then what's your thought on Jan? Yeah, I think I already answered. Stephen Miller won't let it happen. Yes, that's probably true. It's going to be very difficult, and there will be boxing fights every day. You will see on Twitter. Stephen, I don't think has replied at all on Twitter. I have not seen any of his comments. But today, Bernie Sanders, who is a Democrat, has complete come out and open, and he mentioned that H1B program is about uh, taking the American jobs, which is actually very disheartening. He's a Democrat, and if you think carefully, Democrats are also having this kind of opinion that H1B takes Americans' job. So they probably were never in favor of legal immigration, if you go by his comment, because these are the senators who always block the law that is introduced to remove the country caps. So internally, they also think the same. They are not no different than Republicans. So, but this time, if Republicans are talking in favor of legal, so I think that's a welcome change. Probably they have smelled or sniffed something that is changing in the voter base in America. And if they do something good for the legals, I think they will get the votes in the near future. Democrats have certainly missed the missed the bus here. They have missed the sentiment greatly. They just wanted all the undocumented people to be here so that they can vote for them. But I guess there is a big divide happening right now. So next elections will be very interesting, and to see based on what Republicans do, if they do something good for legals, I think they will get a lot of votes. Sasi Rekha is did I say it right? Sasi Rekha Selva Kumaran says currently if H4EAD is filed on time, we have 540 days window for its approval before we lose our job. Will that change when Trump resumes office? Well, I don't think this will change because USCIS has created this auto extension rule by following the law and the process. So unless Trump comes out with some special executive order saying that, oh, I don't like it, then only that can happen. Otherwise, I don't think there is any chance of removing it, because this rule has not only been made for H4EAD, it has been made for all the types of EAD. I don't think H4EAD is just a small portion of all the EADs that are issued. I don't think there is anything to worry here. You can sleep well. Any progress? Pavan says, any progress on the H1B stamping within USA? I have not heard of any new news about it. The pilot program ended and it was a success, but they have not announced it earlier. Even the Indian government has taken the credit that they asked the USA to start the domestic visa issuance, but nothing has happened after that. I will share if I hear any whispers about the restarting of that process. They should do. Tina Patel is asking, would there be a point system for GC, or once Trump said he will provide GC to those who studied here and already spent 10 plus years living in the States? See, this is very difficult for him to change. So right now it is more of a noise than any kind of substance. So don't have any hopes on it. It needs a change in the law. Unless they change the law and two-third majority is achieved in the Congress, it's not going to happen. Whatever they say about the stapling the green card to the to the education degree or whatever they say. It's not going to happen that easily. Okay, Bala Chilukuri says, are the recent changes to the H1 program affecting current H1B holders in any way? Yes, it might affect if you file the H1B transfer, because then because the employer is changing and the job description is changing, they might ask you to prove how your education is related to the new job position. So that is one area I think will be affected. Your employer will have to write the job description in a way that they also consider your work experience for that job. Attorneys are very good at it. They will be able to make those changes in the job description. So I don't think there is a big worry about it. And second change that they are making is they have allowed adding multiple education qualifications as the job requirement criteria. So one job may be eligible if you have done BTech, BCA, and various type of degrees, and still have like 5 years of experience in some field or something. So if your employer writes the job description in a way that it covers everything that you have, you should be fine. No need to worry. Okay, Senj Patel is saying, does he banning again those 9+ countries was banned last time? I don't know. But a lot of people are saying that he will come and do some kind of ban because he likes bans. So unless he does any kind of ban, nobody likes him. And in fact, if you go by that Twitter chatter, his followers are strictly asking for banning everything except whites. Everything should be banned and reported. That's what they are saying. So he will probably announce some kind of ban so that his followers stay happy and chill. Okay. SV is saying, I would love to see point system implemented, but since the senators are always party line, I have not seen any bill come to the floor in the past 15-20 years for any vote. They just never agree on it. Right, yeah. So they all try to cater to their voter base and nothing gets done. Manish Sharma says, are people sent back from the airport hard on social media? Manish, yes, I have heard it from an attorney, but I haven't heard it from anyone directly. Like, I don't know the person directly who was deported, but I was speaking to an attorney and they told me that yes, something has happened. In fact, let me just read out the exact content of that conversation that I had with attorney. But I don't know if it happened or not. Attorney might be exaggerating also. So please take it with a pinch of salt. Just give me a second, I'll read it out for you. Okay, he said that at Dallas airport, friend wife was coming from India on H1B. All the first time H1B arrivals had secondary screening. Whoever could not able to provide email conversation with the employer and could not produce the conversation were stopped. Official asked if she has anyone in the USA. She said her husband works here. They called her husband and confirmed. They gave H4 visa instead of H1B with 45 days validity. That's what is the incident that was shared with me by an attorney, but I don't know if it is true or not. So yes, but see, usually what happens is one incident happens and then on social media people try to add to it to make it more scary and get likes and views and other stuff. So these kind of things happen normally also. It's not only about Trump. I've heard about you know these kind of things before as well. So there is nothing new in it. There will always be checks, and it depends on the officer also how strict the officer is. They might check your emails, they might check your phone messages, they might check your WhatsApp. So be careful when you are entering. Try to just whatever you think is not great information, you just remove or wipe up your phone before you enter. The next question is, are the recent changes, Bala is asking, are the recent changes to the H1B program affecting current H1B holders? I think I already took this question. S, SV, yeah, I think I went through that. Okay, next is STD. Will there be any issues for existing in progress H4 and EAD applications after 20th Jan if any new policy is being introduced, or it will not impact existing progress applications? No new policy has been announced. I don't think there will be any changes, and you should be fine. H4 and H4 EAD is fine. Don't worry. Yes, SV Singh sounds like an angry officer who may be part of Trump base. Yes, that is possible. So, but these kind of incidents keep happening here and there, and social media exaggerates it. So I don't think there is anything to worry. Especially the last line that he shared says that they gave her H4 visa instead of H1B. This is very, I don't think this can happen. Sounds like very fishy to me, kind of a made up story, but you never know. So that's why I'm saying I don't know whether this happened or not, but this was what was shared by an attorney to me. Okay, I don't think we have more questions here. Let me just go back to the agenda and see what all we thought of discussing. Yeah. Sending back from airport, I already shared one example. Future of H1B, we have discussed. Racism, we have discussed. Oh, general questions. We have covered all the topics today that we wanted to. Anything else, guys, that I can help? I think we have already spent 50 minutes. So at 40 minutes, somehow the people lose interest. And I do see people leaving. If you don't, guys, don't. I got one more question. Manish Sharma. Colleges sent a notification to students and heard some big companies did that too. The message was come back to the country before inauguration. What's changing on or after inauguration? See, what I know is attorneys are very scared. So most of the attorneys have sent. Uh, yeah, Manish, I'm talking about your question. So most of the attorneys have sent some kind of precautionary measure to all the companies. What they are saying is that since we do not know how Trump will react and what kind of policies they are trying to implement, they are asking people who are on critical jobs or critical functions should come back to US and then wait here and see what kind of bans Trump introduces. Most of the attorneys that I spoke to strongly feel that Trump will implement some kind of ban. They don't know what ban, but they all are expecting, based on the past experience, that he will come up with some ban. So since you don't know what kind of ban, you should be in the US so that at least you are safe. That's what many companies have heard from attorneys. But I my per- personal feeling is that because he is pretty positive and he's been giving positive interviews about H1B this time, so H1B ban may not happen. In fact, in the last term also H1B ban happened only because of COVID. Otherwise, there was no H1B ban as such. There was only Muslim country ban that I know of. Otherwise, H1B was fine last time also. If COVID had not happened, H1B would not have faced the issue. So there is, I think there's no need to worry if you are outside USA. You should be able to come back if you have the stamped visa and the passport. Does that help, Manish? Sachin is saying, what is your take on Jan 20 day related to legal immigration? What are possibilities in favor or against legal? I was thinking we can celebrate the immigrant Independence Day on Jan 20 if he announces some kind of green card staple to the staple for the immigrants. But it's a divided opinion right now. I'm not really sure. 10 days ago, I had the feeling that whatever Trump is saying is just complete nonsense. He will not do a single thing for legal immigrants because he selected Stephen Miller for his immigration department. So I'm still not sure why is he saying so many positive things. In fact, a lot of whites who want all the legal and illegal to be deported, they are also questioning as to why Trump is taking a U-turn and why is he listening to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is strongly backing H1B visa, so they are very annoyed, they are angry. And if you see the narrative on Twitter, it has toned down a little bit. I think 4 or 5 days ago, Elon was very aggressive. He was saying that I'll go to war for defending H1B, and whites or the people who are against H1B visa have no idea how strongly he can defend the H1B visa. But now these days he has toned down a little bit, maybe because maybe Trump or somebody spoke to him and said that we have this strong voter base and you cannot offend them. So things have, come relaxed a little bit, but I think still the government is probably in favor of legal immigration at this time. Not It's not like the last time where they were hell bent on creating roadblocks. So I'm positive this time, but I'll keep touch with the news and I'll keep sharing with you all if I hear something. That's all we can do. You can't change anything because you don't have the voting rights. You don't have anything. Just stay tight, keep your seatbelts on, and ride the turbulence. Is the guidance I would say would be best for you. Okay, I think we have already spoken for about what 50 minutes. If you guys don't have any more questions, we can close this call, and do likes and subscribe the channel so that I get motivation to keep doing it regularly and keep talking to you guys. Thanks a lot for joining in. And I will try to find ways to do Twitter Spaces and YouTube together so that you guys can also speak. On YouTube Live, you are not able to speak, so that is what I miss. It is always better to have two-way communication, and then so that I can respond to you in the real time. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sachin. Thanks, SP. Thanks, Manish, for joining in. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.